This is the South Jersey Sports Report on 97.3 ESPN FM.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. I don't know if
there'll be snow.
Way to jump in.
Have a cup of cheer. I love this one. This is a great song.
Good one. I see. I'm impressing you today, I think.
Walk down the street. Hello to folks you know. That's a good one.
Friends you know.
Friends
almost,
you know, sorry.
Almost. That's all right. I like folks. That's nice.
Sully from Glory Days Magazine, along with Nick Costco, bringing you the South Jersey Sports Report. As we do this time every week, we're going to welcome in Kevin Minnick of NJ.com and NJ Advanced Media. Good morning, Kevin.
Hey, good morning, Sully. How are you today?
That's got to be up there on your list of favorites, right? Holly Jolly Christmas?
As long as you're not singing it. It's that day job, dude.
Boom, zinger.
Day job.
Minnick starting off with a zinger. I like it.
That's all right. That's right. Hey, I was impressed that you knew the words right. Right off the bat.
A couple of them, yeah.
There you go.
I fumbled a little bit there at the end, but
that's all right.
Fumbled on the 2-yard line, like Kevin Mack.
No problem.
Get a little throwback reference to the 87 Browns. 86 Browns, something like that. I forget. Morning, Kevin. How's it going, man?
It's going okay. We're getting ready for the holidays here, and everything's looking good. So, the high school sports will take a little bit of a break, and then gear itself up for what should be a great start to a new year.
Us as high school sports reporters, we need a little bit of a mental break at this time of year, Kevin, just to kind of hit the reset button.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that there is a bit of a lull, and even if it's only 2 or 3 days, and you only get a day or two, that's fine. Everybody needs a chance to kind of just sit back and not have to worry about something for a day. So, this gives us a good opportunity to kind of do that, and then right back at it, towards the middle to the end of next week.
Now, Kevin, I don't want to spend too much time on this. We spent a whole hour on it already during the show, the Buena wrestling situation, but I want to get your take as a veteran sports reporter who's been around the business for 3 decades now. And what was your impression of everything that's gone on? And somebody made a great point on the Glory Days Magazine Facebook page that there were 2 wrestlers involved with this, and the young man from Oakcrest is obviously going through this difficult time, as well as Andrew Johnson from Buena. Just a very tough situation, but it's also sparked, I think, an important conversation about race relations and all that kind of stuff involved in sports. And what was your reaction to everything that's gone on this week?
Well, first off, Sully, you could talk about this topic for days on end.
Yep.
And I think, and I don't think that would be a waste of time. I think that the discussion is needed. It's important discussion. When I first saw it and thought about it, because it's easy to have a knee-jerk reaction to something like this, and then look back at it, even the way social media is, look back at it a minute later, 2 minutes later, and then realize, well, maybe there's a little bit more to it. The first thing that really comes to mind for me, and this is just strictly speaking as someone who's been in the business, is that, okay, you have a veteran official, and B, you have a rule. And I think a lot of people don't understand or didn't grasp at first the rule behind why the referee forced the kid to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But, and it's a big but, if you're a veteran official, you have to sometimes take that rule and tweak it. And there is absolutely no reason whatsoever that referee couldn't have said to the coach, first off, and then to the kid, if necessary, Coach, he's in violation of the rule with the hair and the headgear and all that bit. I think it's probably something you really need to look into, because down the line, it's going to come into play.
Right.
A good official does that. The same way as a good official in a basketball game or a baseball game, when kids are getting out of hand or things are looking like they're going to get out of hand, is when a good official goes to the coach and tells the coach, get him off the field, Get him off the floor. Don't put him back out on the floor, because if you do, this is going to happen. And that's and strictly looking at it from that angle, that official should have known way better, and he could have went to the coach and said, "Coach, you may have a problem with this down the line. We're going to deal with it right now. Let it go. Do the best we can." But to force a kid to do what that official did, and I clearly don't know all the facts. I'll make that clear. But perception gives me the ref could have solved this problem and could have negated this entire issue. Sully, this is national now.
Sure.
This is not something happened in Atlantic County with a little Buena High School. This has gone national. When you look at social, you look at Twitter clips, and you see that a video has 4 or 5 million views. That's not something. There's not 5 million people in South Jersey looking at this video and saying, "Wow, this is going national." And you've seen quite a few comments from quite a few people on a national scale. This is not, I hate to say it, but it's taken on a life of its own, and it has to be addressed. And it's a shame that it has gone this far. And if one thing, I'd love to know what the kid thinks. And I know that that's probably a difficult position to put him in, and the Buena administration may not want to do that if they haven't already. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't know all the facts, but I'd like to know what the kid thinks, and then take it from there. But obviously, it has turned into a very poor situation, and has spurred conversation, and will continue to do so.
Great take, as always, Kevin. We appreciate your insight. I want to turn our attention to some high school basketball for the next 5-6 minutes here before we have to go to another break. But I want to give you a chance to give some of your thoughts on early season basketball and what you've seen in the first week and a half or so. What are some of your impressions? We're starting to see some things come into a little bit of focus. I know it's only been 3 or 4 games for most teams.
Yeah, it's still very, very early. But, one of the biggest impressions that I've got so far in the games that I've seen, and even reading, preseason information from coaches that have sent it back, is that there's a lot of teams in South Jersey this year that have size. And it really struck a chord with me that, you look around South Jersey, and there's some teams out there that have, basically been 4 guards and a 6'3", 6'4" forward for most of the time. But this year, you've got teams scattered all over the region, 6'6", 6'8", 6'9". You got a couple 6'10" kids.
Wow.
And to me, that just jumped out at me. I mean, I have not seen that kind of size in South Jersey on so many teams as I've seen so far. And I think that bodes well for South Jersey teams when they go out of conference and play these showcases and maybe travel up north and maybe take on a non-league game against a North Jersey team, or obviously when the tournament comes rolling around. So I think size is really jumps out at me so far, and then obviously there's some teams out there that are off to tremendous starts. Just talked about St. Joe Hamilton off to a tremendous start. I think this is probably, or at least on paper right now, the best team that St. Joe has had in quite a while, and so far they've backed it up with their play on the court. And then you got some other teams that you got a team like Haddonfield, who for me right now comes into the season as number 1 in South Jersey, that has lost senior its point guard in Mike DePersia to either a severely sprained wrist or a potentially broken wrist. He could be done for the rest of the season.
Wow.
And that would greatly affect them. And then there's a lot of for some reason, and I don't know what it is, there are a ton of extremely talented sophomores throughout South Jersey that are making an impact already. There used to be a time when you were a freshman or a sophomore, you're looking at JV time, and maybe the coach will let you sit on the bench for the varsity games. But nowadays, we've got there's some freshmen out there, but there are some talented sophomores out there right now who are making an extremely impactful performances on a daily basis. So, it's going to be, obviously we're only a week in and there's a long way to go. But, just looking ahead, it looks like it's going to really be a very, very exciting winter season.
Yeah, back in the day, you come up as a sophomore and you got your JV uniform that has like a different font.
Oh yeah,
everybody knows. Oh, this kid just got pulled up from JV. He stayed after the JV game and he's the ninth guy on the bench in the varsity.
He's got the varsity uniform from 2 years ago. So,
yeah.
That's exactly what it is. But it's times have certainly changed, and I think AAU basketball and the summer circuit and all that has a lot to do with it. But there was a time when kids, they took a step by step each year, and you kind of knew what the progression was going to be. But nowadays, kids are ready to step on the floor at 14, 15 years old, and hey, if you're good enough. If you're good enough and you're better than the senior, so be it. I'm sorry, but I'm going to put the best guys on the floor if when given the opportunity. And there are some talented sophomores out there right now that are going to get that chance.
Kevin, real quick before we let you go, what's on tap for Christmas? You guys do like the big neighborhood thing on Christmas Eve and a family on Christmas Day. What's the order of events here for the Minnick household?
No, there's no big neighborhood thing. It's kind of generally quiet on Christmas Eve, just with the people here at home, and then family will come over. We got a pretty big extended family, so they'll be coming
Awesome.
over on Christmas Day, and then day after Christmas we usually hit my father's house. So 3 days of all that, and then we'll see what the rest of the week unfolds. But it's going to be it's going to be a good time, and I'm proud to announce, Sully, my kitchen is finally done. So I have
yes.
So I have my kitchen back, which
Victory.
is a great bonus, and my basement is about 99% completed. I'm tired of painting, so I'm looking forward to these couple of days off.
Hey, you're ready to jump into 2019, a new man, Kevin.
There you go. We'll be set. Watch out.
Hey, we appreciate all you do, Kevin, and jumping on here every week to give us the lowdown on high school basketball in South Jersey. And we'll be talking to you throughout the year. And keep that notebook handy, man. We rely on your insight to keep us informed.
I appreciate it. Anytime.
You got it. Thanks, Kevin. Have a great holiday.
You too. Bye-bye.